Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden in plain sight within corporate filings, but sometimes what we find is anything but plain. Today we are diving into an amendment to a previous filing from GlobalTech Corporation. This is basically a do-over, a chance to correct mistakes made in earlier reports. Think of it like finding a typo in a really important document and having to issue a revised version. So why the amendment? It all boils down to some errors in their financial statements and projections following a big acquisition. The core event here happened back on the 15th of December 2025. This is when GlobalTech Corporation, a Nevada-based company, closed a share exchange deal with a private company called 123 Investments Limited. This is called an exchange. They had already announced this deal earlier in November. So GlobalTech, which is themselves an emerging growth company, meaning they are a smaller company that has recently gone public and gets some regulatory flexibility acquired another business. This is a pretty common move for companies looking to grow and expand their market reach. Now here is where things get a bit tangled. GlobalTech had already filed reports about this exchange. The first one, the initial Form 8K, announced the deal. Then they filed a closing Form 8K when the actual exchange happened on the 15th of December 2025. They promised to provide the necessary financial information related to this acquisition within 71 days. And they did, but they filed it as an amendment. Amendment number 1 on the 12th of January 2026. This is where the company was supposed to show us the financial picture of the business they acquired, along with some pro forma, or as if financial information, showing what the combined company would look like. This is super important for investors to understand the true value and impact of the deal. But it turns out there were errors in that first amendment. They messed up the dates in their pro forma financial information. The balance sheet was dated incorrectly, and the statements of operations, which show how much money the company made or lost over a period, also had the wrong timeframes. Even the unaudited financial statements had date mix. So, this current filing. Amendment number 2 is to fix all of those mistakes. They are essentially reissuing the corrected financial information. So what are these corrected financials telling us? We are looking at the financial statements of the acquired company, 123 Investments Limited. First up, we have the audited financial statements for 123 investments. These give us a snapshot of their financial health at specific points in time. We're looking at balance sheets as of the 28th of January in both 2025 and 2024. Balance sheets are like a company's financial report card showing what they own, what they owe, and what the owner's stake is. Then there is the management's discussion and analysis, or MD to EA. This is where the company's leaders explain their financial performance and condition. They talk about trends, significant events, and any uncertainties they face. It's their narrative explanation of the numbers. They've provided this for the 9 months ending the 28th of October in 2025 and 2024, and for the full years ending the 28th of January 2025 and 2024. Next, we have the unaudited financial statements for 123 investments. Unaudited means they haven't been checked by an independent accountant, so treat them with a bit more caution. These statements cover balance sheets as of the 28th of October 2025 and the 28th of January 2025. And also detail their operations for various periods. Now for the really interesting part, the pro forma financial information. This is where they show us what the combined company would look like as if the acquisition had already happened at an earlier date. It's a hypothetical scenario to help investors gauge the potential impact of the deal. Here, they are presenting a pro forma combined balance sheet as of the 30th of September 2025. This is adjusted to show the company's financial position had the exchange been completed on that date. They are also providing pro forma statements of operations. One covers the 12-month period ending the 31st of December 2024. This shows how the combined entity would have performed financially throughout that entire year, assuming the deal closed at the beginning of it. And another pro forma statement of operations for the 9-month period ending the 30th of September 2025. This gives us a more recent look at the potential combined performance. It's crucial to remember these are projections, not actual results, and are meant to provide a clearer picture of the acquisition's potential financial impact. And finally, the exhibits. These are the actual documents containing the financial statements and pro forma information. Exhibit 99.1, 99.2, and 99.3 are the audited and unaudited financial statements for 123 investments. These were actually filed with that first amendment and are now being incorporated by reference again. Exhibit 99.4 is the unaudited pro forma financial information that we just discussed. This is what is being filed with this current amendment. and Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file often called XBRL, which is machine readable data for regulators. Just like with most corporate filings, there is a standard cautionary note about forward-looking statements. This is a disclaimer. Companies use it to say that while they are providing estimates and projections about the future, actual results could be very different due to various risks and uncertainties. They aren't promising the future will exactly match their predictions. And they aren't obligated to update these statements if things change unless the law requires it. It's basically saying, this is what we think might happen, but don't sue us if it doesn't. Now, let's talk about what this all means. GlobalTech Corporation is trying to grow through acquisition. That is a common strategy. The fact that they are filing an amendment to correct errors shows they are trying to be transparent, which is good. However, repeated errors in financial reporting can raise questions about the internal controls and the accuracy of the information being provided. For investors, this means they need to be extra diligent when reviewing these numbers. The pro forma financials are designed to give a clearer picture, but until we see the actual combined financials in future reports, we are still looking at hypothetical scenarios. The key takeaway here is that the acquisition of 123 Investments is a significant step for GlobalTech. And investors will be watching closely to see if the company can successfully integrate the new business and if the predicted financial benefits materialize. The real test will be in future earnings reports where we can see the tangible impact of this deal on GlobalTech's bottom line, and whether these corrections actually reflect a more stable and accurately represented financial picture. Alright, that is our breakdown of GlobalTech Corporation's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.